maybe one. Should be recording now. Does everybody see that popped up? Awesome. And Jen Jeffcoat, our Power Girls National Education Director, Co-National Education Director, is here to tell us all about our amazing speaker today. So without further ado, Jen, take it away, my sister.
All right, we have a powerhouse entrepreneur in the house today, and that is Denise Doe with Ensuring Impact. She's one of the she's been named one of the top 100 global leaders in finance. And if anyone was at PowerCon a few weeks ago, you all heard her on stage. In fact, Downloading and I looked at each other and we were like, we've got to get Denise on Power Girls next time around. Like, there's not even a question about it. So I'm incredibly excited. I know Don was really excited, Mary's excited, Jessica, and all the Power Girls to have you here. And really to help us set the stage for building wealth, right? Because no one really taught us how to do that. I'm sure everyone would agree with that. And I think most of us women in this room are at a place in our lives where it's even more important than ever that we get our strategies in place and we get moving on that. So without further ado, I will introduce Denise Doe.
Awesome. Thank you, Jennifer, Mary, and the whole team here to have me be here to empower y'all, because empowered people empower others, or empower women can empower others. And that's what it's all about. And it really matters who's empowering each other. Is it coming from the right source? Are we sharing our resources? Are we staying relevant? And I don't know about y'all, and I'm glad, thank you for the introduction. Most of us aren't taught how to build wealth. We're taught how to make money, right? We're all real estate agents, or you're real estate agents, you're solopreneurs. We're taught to go sell, or told to go hustle, 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 work dark to dark. You're one handshake away from X, Y, and Z. But how come we're still struggling, right? When does it even stop? And a little bit about me. I've been doing financial services and life insurance specifically, obsessed on the wealth side for over a decade. And it wasn't my path. Previously, I was in healthcare for 10 plus years. I was a pre-med student. I thought the only way I can change the world and serve people was be a doctor. So I did the whole school thing. How many of us here did the whole school thing? Got a college degree, maybe got masters, and we just kept stacking designations and stacking more degrees. And I'm just like, wait, why am I smart and broke? Like, why? I'm so serious. I'm chiming in from San Jose, California. My dad's an engineer with an MBA. My mom's been high tech since the 80s. They've been making six figures in Silicon Valley since the 80s, but they're still struggling. They listened to all the financial literacy talks and read the books and, trusted the right or wrong people, depending on what side you're on, max out their 401ks, right? Put money in the stock market, trusted a financial advisor. They were just being such great savers. They followed this game plan, but no one ever saw it through and actually stopped and asked, is this even working? Because and they have sexy credit score, and we own a home. But guess what? Now who are they depending on? Wait, hold up. Oh, perfect timing. Hold on, let me do not disturb, comic relief. All right, I'm back. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
All right. So who are they depending on? Like us. We're being sandwiched. I'm an elder millennial. Okay. I have two kids. So hold up. You want me to take care of my parents, learn to take care of myself when I'm hashtag adulting, and take care of my two kids? God help me. What rules am I playing? I work hard, but my money's not working for me. And the more harder I work on what normal is, the less time, the less energy, the less health I have as a woman to even pour into anything that I love and pour into my children. Can anyone relate? If you can relate with me, go hell yeah, girl, in the chat. Or tell it to me out loud. Hey, Amber's like, yes. And permission to speak freely like this, because I'm just so tired of people suffering in silence, because I've been there. And who do we go to for advice when I don't have a $10 million net worth? What if I'm just like the hardworking eldest daughter, right? Or the sister, or someone who just really cares about my family, but I'm too small for anybody who knows wealth and money to teach me. And or I can't even stretch my dollar to afford the advice. Hopefully it's even good advice. So may my story be your survival guide today, because this was a lot of, "Ugh, I'm trying, where do I go?" And I just didn't stop because the truth is simple when it comes to money. And I had to be very humbled or hit double rock bottom to learn the strategies that I'm going to talk to you about today. There's a point in my life when it was multiple six figures, running seven-figure agencies, and I felt like I had the lifestyle. I chased at everything. I had the accolades, the cars, the purses, even though I don't even like purses, but flex culture made me buy a purse, right? It's like I don't even know why I even did it. And then life hits you sometimes. Family members get sick, divorces happen, and I'm just like, wait a minute. These are blind spots I wish I knew. And because of those humbling experience, I realized wealth is built on principles, and principles don't change. Wealthy people speak a different language than rich folks, yes?
Yes.
And I've learned the hard way, which I hope the wisdom I can pay for today is like when you take someone's opinion, you take someone's life. I mean, when you take someone's opinion or take their advice, you take their lifestyle. And you got to see, how do they treat their families? Like, sure, you look good, you got the cars and all that, but your health and your family may not. I will kind of filter a little bit better. Maybe I should stop listening to my broke uncle who looks rich. It's like, but I had to learn the hard way. So, but when I started seeking the lifestyle that I want and reverse engineer, it helped me redefine what wealth really is. And it exposed the truth about money, exposed the truth about what wealthy people do. And they have systems, they have processes, and they have beliefs and principles that keeps them in the game for generations versus us keep starting over and over and over and over again. Sure, I had that attitude when I'm 20 and all the energy, but when you hit 40, 50, 60, I don't have the energy. Or even if I had the energy, I don't want to spend it on starting it over. I want to spend it with my children. I want to spend it with my grandchildren. I want to go get my freaking nails done without any guilt. You know what I mean? Like to me, that is wealth. So the conversation I want to have with you all today, especially being women and then allies or power bros, right? In supporting us, is let's truly redefining wealth. Because you all have a ticket to unlocking wealth, but if you don't have the mindset and the spirit of what wealthy people do, you will not pay it forward to your clients. You will not pay it forward to your community. You know what I mean? Because we teach who we are, we teach what we know, but if you don't know, now you're paying for ignorance. It sounds good. Sure, you're making $500,000 a year, but you have a $250,000 tax problem. But they don't know that. You see what I'm saying? So if I want to challenge us to take off our license, take apart our titles, national, area leader, etc. I want you to put your mom hat on, your daughter hat on, your sister hat on, and really look at wealth that way. And when you find that compassion and that we all have the same problems, you will realize the solutions I'm sharing with you today is will be life-changing, not only for you, your family, but absolutely everyone around you. Because once we empower you with the frameworks and the system and the truth today, you can't unsee it, right? Y'all saw me on stage, you're like, oh my God, I can't unsee it. Show me, show me, show me. So today I want to show you. I want to lift up the hood, but I'm going to go over the material first, and then the last 20, 30 minutes is going to be open to Q&A. Fair enough? Awesome. Again, so most people are taught to make money, but we're not taught how to build wealth. So is it working? Okay. Anybody here making decent money, but you feel stuck, stressed, or behind? Or your clients come to you, hey, I'm asset rich. I want another property. This is just so common. And I want to let you know that you're not alone. And I'm absolutely here with you. And I think we need to be like aware enough and authentic to realize that our clients are not different than us. We have the same problems. We bleed the same. We love the same. We care the same. But what solutions do we have? So the solution today in the conversation is absolutely redefining what wealth is. And I want to empower all of us for wealth literacy versus financial literacy. The industry is so bombarded with jargon and so much noise on financial literacy, it bugs the crap out of me. Okay. Like, I'm over here trying to win the game, but you're showing me how to budget, right? Or balance my book. That's important. But do you think wealthy people focus on stuff like that? They don't. They have different ways of thinking. Let me just empower you one way. Like, how many, I think Epic has, or different real estate, I know you're agnostic here. Do you guys have a 401k or does your clients have a 401k? Most likely, yes. May I ask you, just take a moment and think about who do you know right now in your circle, in your community that is happily retired with just a 401k? Very rare. Not a 401k with Social Security, not a 401k with a pension, not a 401k and you married a rich man. I'm talking if just a 401k that you played the game, you worked 40 hours a week plus for 40 years to hopefully retire. Very little. But why are we playing that game? And why is that being taught? It's because who is marketing to Main Street? Wall Street and banks. But we're listening. We're not waking up. No one's raising awareness on the bigger problems. Wealth literacy is the new advantage. Because when we study principles, which I'm going to go over with you, it's not a product, it's not a sales tactic. I'm not even interested in timing the market. If you follow these steps, wealth building starts, but it starts with knowing it's a mindset, it's principles first. Okay. So here's the gap. The gaps in plan. The truth is, it's not because we don't know about money. Again, we're not taught. The average American spends 30 years working, 30 minutes buying a home, right? And then barely 3 minutes on thinking about how to protect it. What do I do next? Real estate agents, handing over the key is just the first step. Have you ever thought about what happens beyond that? What happens after you sell them the home or help them buy a home? They just got the biggest debt in their life, and life will happen. So wealth literacy begins not about selling another product. It begins with protection, not product. So you heard our company is called Ensuring Impact. First, it was a cool team name. It was like Ensuring Impact Beyond Insurance, because unfortunately they group us insurance agents all the same. You think I'm like car insurance, home insurance, burial insurance, phone insurance. That is absolutely not the insurance we're in. Life insurance is an asset class. It is a part of financial planning. It's a foundation of wealth building. But the industry doesn't talk like that, or you're not exposed to that type of environment, right? So we want to start with protection first. It's about income protection, it's about stability. And if you want to stand out in this market as a real estate agent, and this is how we're helping other real estate agents stay relevant, have more touch points, have more relationships, have more impact, you need to start thinking like a life agent. I'm not asking you to get a life insurance license. I'm asking you to think like a life agent. What does a life agent think about? I think about risk. What's going to derail this person from their lifestyle? What's going to stop their lifestyle from going when life happens? We will all die/graduate one day. All that hard work, all those things that you worked so hard for, what are we leaving behind if you care about legacy? So it's all about risk management. So there's three key areas in everyone's money life cycle that has risk that you need to start thinking about to stay relevant. Because when this happens in their life, I hope you're one of the first persons they're going to think about and call. Don't you want that type of relationship with your clients? If something happens to their home, to their family, new baby, graduation, I don't know about you, we're very beyond the transaction. Life agent is relationship driven. It's absolutely relationship driven. So thinking like a life agent or aligning with life agents who operate the way I'm teaching you and showing you today is going to be a huge advantage because they meet with their CPA, they meet with their life agent at least annually. I don't know how many times you meet with your real estate agent, but that's where the team works and the dynamics work. So in early years, how many of you guys are at this age or stage where we have young children, we have debt, we have mortgage, and some tax deduction? We don't have a lot of money yet because we're just starting off, right? Isn't that the first stage of motherhood in a sense, or you want to go into motherhood? We don't have a lot of money yet. That means you need a lot of protection. Life insurance at its very core is about income protection. So here's a simple formula I want you to think about for yourself or even anyone around you care about. Let's say you make $50,000 a year or $100,000 a year or $1 million a year. If that income stops, or when that income stops, how many years do you want to replace that income? We recommend 10 years. So maybe it's you that everyone's financially depending on, or maybe you're financially depending on somebody like your spouse or your parents. Think about it. I have to ask this question. It is a big question. If that income stops, how would you keep your lifestyle? Are you going to wipe out your savings? Are you going to lose the home? Is your client going to lose a home? That is the first level of building because that's a huge risk. So life insurance is about income protection. So 10 times your income, 10 years replacement. The minimum I would go is don't lose your house. Yes? Don't lose your house to X amount of years you want to replace your income. So that when life happens, you're not derailed and you have to start over again and again and again. Okay? And then in later years, I'm not sure how many of you guys are in this stage of your life where you have grown children, maybe you're an empty nester, maybe you have grandchildren, right? Possibly your mortgage is paid off. We have low or no debt. But here's the biggest gotcha. You pay off our mortgage. Isn't that what we're taught? Take care of your kids, pay off your mortgage and education, and pay off all your debt. But what happens here in later years? If you didn't know, 12,500 baby boomers are retiring every day. Huge. And many without dignity, many freaking out, even if they follow all the rules to financial literacy. Wait, I paid off my house. I took care of my kids. I have a great, sexy credit score. I'm making more money, but I'm taking less home. What the finance? Yes? Because they don't know the game. It's not how much you make, it's how much you keep. And the risk in later years is, are we going to run out of money? That is a huge risk. There's ways to ensure that you don't run out of money. One way is a fancy word you might have heard of. It's called an annuity. If you didn't know, annuities come from life insurance companies, aka pension plans. An annuity is an insurance contract to guarantee you never run out of money. Huh. Because pension plans is a phenomenal retirement plan, but because we're living longer now and companies and agencies can't afford to keep us paying us, they replace it with a 401k and pray. Good luck. Not on our watch. So die too soon, it's a problem. Live too long, it's a problem. And then here, God forbid, when life happens in between, the heart attack, stroke, cancer, and disability, this is huge. How many of us has been known someone has been affected by a heart attack, stroke, cancer, disability, etc.? Too many. I know it hits home. We're caregiving. There's many that, I mean, I can go on and on and on with all that. But aren't these real life stories and situations that happen all the time? And these are the conversation we're constantly having as life agents. How relevant are we? And again, you don't have to have a license to think like this. These are touch points. These are relationship strengthening points for you to be a part of the money life cycles and all their life cycles to help them reduce the risk and not lose everything you help them get into. So the biggest financial blind spot is, yeah, we protect everything, but not our future. You guys know the stats. If not, I'm going to have to remind you. 2/3 of bankruptcies are directly tied to a medical issue. And guess what? Most of these people have health insurance. I know, I get grilled all the time. Well, Denise, I have health insurance. Why do I need all these other type of insurance you're talking about? Well, health insurance only covers your medical bills, if that, right? What about all your other bills? Does mortgage payment stop? Does credit card payment stop? Does car payment stop? Does insurance stop? Does food stop? Does water stop? No. And how many times you guys are trying to sell or help the client get into a house, but their credit or debt to income ratio is so bad. And most of the time it's tied to a medical challenge. And more than 50% of home foreclosures are directly tied to a major illness or crisis, medical crisis. This is so relevant to y'all. So here's a problem that we can absolutely solve together. Are you guys interested in being a solution for these problems? If so, say yes, yes.
Yes, yes.
Yay. Introducing to y'all living benefits. Living benefits life insurance. This was introduced as a full package and a concept that revolutionized the whole life insurance company around 2007. Now, what is it? It's life insurance you don't have to die to use. I'm going to repeat that one more time. Life insurance you don't have to die to use. This is what's going to pull me out of the medical field when I found out only 1% knew about this. And to this day, over a decade later, the whole industry as a whole, only 2% knows about this. So Power Girls, you are going to be empowered and tasked and burdened with the good information that can change someone's life. So imagine if someone gets a heart attack, stroke, cancer, disability, Alzheimer's, over 2 dozen triggers, which I can share with you in a bit, which I can show you the policy. Now clients can access up to 1.5 or $2 million tax-free inside of their death benefit. And most of the time it's added for free. I'm going to let that sink in. Probably most of y'all right now, over 50% of you already have life insurance, and you bought it because you know one day we're going to die, right? But what a life insurance company realizes is people are living longer now. How do we stay competitive and relevant? What if we offer them a chance to access their death benefit while they're living? And it doesn't matter what the product is. It can be term, whole life, universal life. I am product agnostic. We are strategy driven. I just want to make sure you got living benefits before the heart attack, stroke, or cancer happens. That is our public service announcement. Okay. So it's tax-free, it's immediate, it's a plan and not a fundraiser. GoFundMe is not a strategy, y'all. Okay. I want you to meet Portia and her cancer at age 27. She's an actress, she's a model. She got 2 policies from one of our top carriers. One term policy, which was like $10 a month, right? And another permanent policy. She didn't think about getting cancer, but she was diagnosed back in November 2019 with stage 4 breast cancer. Thank God she had a living benefit policy, made a claim, and got $118,000 tax-free from her term policy for $10 a month. How life-changing is that? Didn't have to lose her home, got her better care. She didn't have to stress about money. How many times people get sick or disabled and the first thing they stress about is what? I think it's so inhumane. I have friends that get in a car accident and they don't even want to take an ambulance because it's the cost money. That breaks my heart and pisses me off. So these are the solutions and real life stories. I can tell you story after story after story just in the living benefits on the cancer and stroke side. But there's so many different type of solutions. Here's another client who developed a critical illness. Got over $870,000 tax-free. Tell me why magically our clients feel better after they receive a really big check. It's an inside joke. But I'll tell you, as a survivor myself, when you have hope, you can cope. Yes? When you're not stressing about money, when you have options for better care, when you feel like you're not a burden to your family, when you don't have to worry about paying the bill tomorrow. And I just have to challenge us here as solopreneurs and 1099 folks who don't have companies taking care of us. Because if we don't work, no money works for us, right? So even for you, empowering you as, again, the mother, the daughter, or the wife, or the grandchild, I encourage you to have living benefits one way or another. And again, it doesn't have to be with our agency and firm. Just please make sure you have it. Okay. But there's other living benefit solution. Here's another stat. In 2007, the wealthiest 1% held 22% of cash value life insurance policy. Today, according to the Federal Reserves, they own 28.6%. Success leaves clues. Remember, when you take someone's opinion and advice, you take their lifestyle. So we're here to be more wealthy. We're here to, play that wealth literacy game. And here's the wealthiest people giving you clues. Wealthy people understand life insurance strategies is a way to build wealth and protect wealth. The working class think of it as a necessary evil. Those are two different conversations. So breaking it down really quick. Here's a revolutionary solution. It's a 4-in-1 strategy that's highly customizable. The most dangerous thing you can do for you and yours and your clients is to buy life insurance based on a quote. A quote for what? It's kind of like me coming to you and be like, hey, Jennifer, I'm looking for a house. That's a product. And you're going to come back to me like, is this a fix and flip? Is this an Airbnb? Like, what's the strategy for this house? Same product, different strategy. Are y'all following? So just like life insurance, it's a strategy. You need to work with a specialist who know what they're doing, please, right? To go in there and really shape and design these strategies and products to fit you, not you fit it. I'm going to say that one more time. To design and get a highly customized strategy to fit you and your family for today, for 5 years later, for 50 years later, for 5 generations later. Not squeeze you in a product because that's all the agent can offer you. And please don't bundle life insurance with your car and home. That's the worst thing you can do, okay? Another conversation, another time. And also, it's okay to have multiple policies. All right, so stick with me here. Imagine this 4-in-1 strategy. You get money for your family for when we pass away, okay? There's products, what we call permanent products, where you have equity and cash value, where you can get upside potential and downside protection where you never lose money, or you can get a fixed strategy with guaranteed money. And when designed properly, it's absolutely tax-free. There's like 6 tax codes in life insurance that wealthy people know how to leverage to make sure they keep as much as possible legally in your family. Isn't that the game?
That's
It's
what we
not
want.
exactly. It's not tax evasion, it's tax avoidance. Okay. So die too soon, we give you money. Live too long, we want to make sure you don't run out of money. Market crashes or taxes go up because they mathematically have to go up, it's not going to affect you and yours. This is all about control. Wealthy people love control. Wealthy people understand it's protection first. What am I willing not to lose? So I can go take risk. We're taught the opposite. Go take all the risk because high risk equals high returns and rewards. No wonder we're broke. And then God forbid when life happens in between, the heart attack, stroke, cancer, and disability, we give you money. After 30 days, and this is added for free. Here's a great part. You can design this for a 14-day-old child, wink, wink, generational wealth, right? College planning on steroids when done right. The cutoff age is 85. We can make a plan $10 a month or 10 million a month. It really depends on what you need. We can make $100 like 100 different ways. And you can see is how you want to slice and dice it. Does that make sense? Awesome. How am I doing so far? Conceptually, I'm trying to speak in jumbo crayon. Cool. All right. Now you're like, Denise, I love this revolutionary solution, but how do I even design this? Right? Everyone's in different stages and phases of their life. And here's where I want to introduce to you the framework of ensuring impact, where we're like, man, we have simplified wealth building. Let's focus on building portfolios and being strategy based, not product pushers. Let's go beyond the transaction and truly think like a life agent, not a life insurance agent. Because it's beyond insurance, it's beyond real estate, it's beyond tax, it's beyond all of that. It's the families we serve, period. If you have a heartbeat, money affects you, and you love your family, we can have a conversation. So these are the building blocks. Is it cash flow insurance first? Does your client or do you need emergency funds? Do you need debt management? What's the point of putting away into investments long term, trying to gain 8, 10% when you have credit cards killing us at 20, 30%? Equity management. Do you need an opportunity fund? Maybe these are investor clients who they needed liquidity. So they can't shove it into something long term that's stuck, right? So it's all of it and none of it, depending on what's important to them. So these are the building blocks that we're going to help people go from survival to thrive, one block at a time, meeting you where you're at. As long as you make more than you spend, we can help you. If not, we're going to need different strategies and different teams to come in to help your clients or you and yours get out of that one block. Okay, then we go block 1A, 1B, maybe. But ultimately, this is principle based. This is protection first. So you can go out there and start producing. Protecting your income and then maximizing profits and minimizing taxes. This is our specialty. We know the frameworks, and these are the building blocks. So we want to show people, how do you build wealth using other people's money? Don't we love OPM? Other people's money. But how do we do it safely? And that was so life-changing for me as a new single mom. I had to stretch my $1. I had to be humble to teach the strategies I'm about to share with you. You probably heard of infinite banking, right? There's a lot of buzzwords out there. Infinite banking with velocity banking, or is it be your own bank? Is a family bank? And I was like, it all sounds good, but how's the execution? Right? Do you want to see this through? And banks own the most life insurance. Banks make 400 to 1200% back on our money doing exactly what I'm about to share with you, called infinite banking. So here's the OPM strategy, and I'm going to focus on the infinite banking on the management side. That's going to be so relevant for you. Y'all love referral business? Yeah? What if we created repeated business? What if we started playing offense together to show people how to build wealth and turn them into a first-time home buyer, into an investor without changing their lifestyle? Is that something that's going to interest you and empower you and your clients? Absolutely. So meet Jane. Jane's a real client here in San Jose, California, plus debt. You know anybody with debt? A little bit. You know, if United States in debt, no wonder everyone is in debt too. Anyway, so she has a primary home. She has a HELOC, 2 major credit cards, a total of over $440,000 of debt. Without knowing the money game and wealth literacy, just an interest schedule alone. And by the way, her mortgage is around less than 4% interest rate. Without literacy, she will happily pay over $250,000 of interest. How many of you guys are excited about that, right?
Mm.
Our clients are so excited to be out of debt in 30 years. It is wild. And then you're out of debt and you realize you paid everyone first and us last. Wealthy people don't do that. Wealthy people do one thing really well. And take note of this, highlight it, tattooed across your forehead. Wealthy people pay themselves first. Rich folks pay everyone else first for a sexy credit score and pay us last. Sure, you're debt free. Sure, you have a great credit score, but you lost the ability for money to work for you, money for work for us. So in infinite banking, which we're going to show here, like a debt action plan, which is the software that we use to show you mathematically how to do this versus you think is a magic trick. It's not. It's math. So you pay yourself first, you recycle everything you pay yourself interest and recycle everything you spend. That's what infinite banking is in a jumbo crayon simplified version. So what we did with Jane was we're like, hey, where's our inefficient money? Where's our lazy money? Where can I move money from your left pocket to your right pocket without changing your lifestyle, but help you build wealth safely? So we found some money. We found $1,000 a month. We found money in equity and then savings, and we were able to rearrange a few things. And instead of getting out of debt in 30 years, we showed her how to get out of debt in 9 years, 4 months. Is that something to celebrate? Absolutely. And guess what? She's even gonna have a game plan. And we don't charge for coaching. Some people, I think about it sometimes. I am human because people charge like 15 grand just for coaching on this, where we have a software where we just want to empower people because here's the legacy that I want to be remembered, at least for me. It's like no matter how great our agents or our agency could be, or our advisory team, even in your brokerage, what if we don't show up? Will our clients still win? You know what I mean? I can hire a coach, I can have a mentor, but if they don't show up, am I even empowered or am I disempowered to win the game? So what I love about our software is going to give you a game plan. It's going to tell you exactly when to take out a loan from yourself, when to pay yourself back. And this is a living, breathing thing. This can be, wow, she paid off her HELOC. Guess what, real estate agent? In 7 to 9 years, they're going to need another property. And then we're going to add, maybe this is Airbnb 1, Airbnb 2. Y'all following me? But wait, there's more. Remember we said we can eliminate debt and build wealth at the same time? Here's the software, and if we have time, I know I'm gonna really take it home right here. So here's the software. It's gonna show you, here's your current plan, and there's a sliding bar. And here's at 9 years, 4 months, when she's debt-free, paid off all our debt, right? So her cash value, the equity she has in her life insurance policy that's properly structured, has that much in cash value, okay? The policy loan that she loaned against herself, language matter. She didn't loan from herself. She loaned against herself as collateral. Think of it like a reverse mortgage without the drama. Remember, life insurance is an asset class just like real estate. Yes? I'm going to die one day. That is money to my family or minus whatever I owe you, bank, or minus whatever I owe you, insurance company. Are you guys following? So she can walk away with almost $25,000 tax-free. Or what if she just continued paying herself? It was money you're going to pay the bank for 30 years anyway, right? She was going to pay all that to the bank anyway, happily and blindly. But now with some awareness, fast forward, what if she just kept recycling the money that she was going to pay the bank anyways? In 30 years, can I make this bigger? Okay. Paying herself back, even at a savings plan at 5%. The company that we used for infinite banking, we specifically use a whole life, okay? They've been paying dividends or like rates at 5.6 to 6.4% for the last 60 years. And the borrowing rate right now is 4.5%. Yep. That's a steal in your world, isn't it?
Absolutely.
But the great part is the money never left this client's family. It's still working for them. That is infinite banking. You're just replacing the bank and paying yourself first. You're going to earn uninterrupted compound interest, and please go interrupt their interest. Don't let them compound on us, because that is my kids' money. That is money to take care of my parents. That is money for me to go get my nails done without guilt. Yes? So that's about 1.5 million in 30 years versus 0 debt-free. Y'all following? 30 years, she can be completely debt-free. Great citizen, great American, great credit score. But she ended up with debt-free is still 0. Or learn to recycle money, be debt-free while building wealth. Just changing one thing is where money goes first, in the right product and strategy. Now your money is working in multiple different places, hence other people's money. Wealthy people, wealth literacy thinks in multiplication. Financial literacy thinks in addition and subtraction. Y'all following? How many of you guys are feeling a little bit more empowered? Like there's hope for everybody.
So I have a question though.
Sure.
So when you're saying pay yourself first, you're meaning pay yourself within the policy.
Yes.
Then you can borrow, you could take a loan against yourself
Yes.
at that lower interest rate to purchase whatever it is that you want to purchase.
Whatever you like.
And
Yes.
then rinse and repeat.
Yes.
Okay, I'm following.
Think of it like an alternative savings account. Imagine we can design a strategy where X amount of money, we have people who wants to put 500,000. Some people just, I only have 500. Can I be a good steward of it? What if 80 to 90% of that goes into your cash value? I don't care about death benefit here. I care about low cost, high yield. Let me be liquid, and it's going to be liquid within 30 days. Accessible like this. No credit checks, no reason why. It is your money. Okay, real estate investor, instead of dumping in just a 250,000 paying the bank first, how about you deposit that 250,000 inside of a strategy that you own, right? And then borrow against it. Now go buy the house. Now go make the down payment. But that 250,000 is working for you here. Or maybe you're a hard money lender. These are, again, it's your money. What you want to do with it's up to you. It's just us creating the system and the flow. Jacqueline, you have a question?
Yeah, I wanted to ask for like a teenager. So I have a 16-year-old turning 17-year-old son. If I wanted to do something for him, obviously there's like only a certain amount of money that I can put in per month, but how would that work? Like if it's just a very small payment once a month for him until he, graduates college eventually or something like that. And he could just keep adding to it, I guess.
Yeah, great question, Mom. So when structuring a plan, I care about the owner, who's the insured, and who's a beneficiary and who's paying. It's just like structuring a contract. So mom, as long as you own it, is your money. Your son or your kid is just the insured. Yes? Now, this is going to take more of a holistic, because we have many parents. Hey, I just want to start something for my kid. Like, yeah, 14 days old, you can get a policy. Then we'll ask, what's the priority? Mom, if you're not even protecting your income first, what's $50 in a saving for a child? Versus $50 can get you a bigger policy or a better strategy for you. So when it comes to kids can get a policy, no problem, but we would have to align on strategy and timing. Like, does this extra 500 get you out of debt faster and not be a burden to your kid, or is college planning more important? You see what I'm
Okay.
saying? So it's a reverse engineer based on your goals and North Star.
Okay. So yeah,
Yeah.
I would love to have a conversation with you then.
Yeah, I mean, our team is here. We service nationwide. We're multilingual. We even speak sign language, whatever it is. We are not going to let language be a barrier to wealth literacy. It's great questions. But yes, absolutely you can get a policy for the kids. There's so much. I love having child policy, but I'm going to speak to you as a mom to another mom. Did we prioritize protecting us first? Right? And then set up those plans accordingly. But we will go through the process, sit down with you, get organized. We do a financial impact analysis, which is like a diagnostic or needs analysis. It's like, okay, here's where you're at. Here's where you want to go. So maybe it's take care of mom and dad now and maybe kids later. So these are things we'll co-create together. But
Great.
absolutely,
Thank you so much.
you're welcome. I love hiding money inside of children policy. Awesome. Any other questions?
I do have one more question.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you work with people who are like looking at setting up like a S corp or a LLC, and like do you advise on those kinds of things, or is that something we would need to have in place before we talk with you?
We don't set those up, but we are absolutely, think of us like a micro family office,
Mhm.
right? That would probably take a tax accountant, some sort of planning. I know many of us, or I made this mistake. TikTok taught me I should have an S corp and an LLC, and I should do all this because don't want to pay taxes. I spent tens of thousands of dollars in unnecessary fees when I'm not there yet because I'm trying to act like I'm Bill Gates. You know what I mean?
So this would
Um,
be like a step, talking to you would be a step before we take that next step.
I think it's both, but this to me, I love there's strategy in protecting families and there's strategies for companies. Those are two different things.
Yeah, I was thinking more along the lines of being like, a real estate agent, and then you hear these things about, if you set up an S corp, you can pay yourself a salary and you can pay your kids a salary and it keeps the money tax free. But I don't know if that's the same thing as like really what we're accomplishing here.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So Neil Kwan, who's a power bro here, he's our certified financial planner. He just made a comment in our in the chat box. We have resources, and actually, he's my part of our Avenger team. Like he is very connected and we like to be aligned in principles and who we refer to, et cetera. So if you need those type of services, we absolutely have resources to align in strategy. That's why the OPM strategy is so important. It's like, do we even speak the same language to execute the same strategy? Because not
great.
every yeah, so not every tax advisor is the same. Not every insurance advisor is the same. Not every real estate advisor is the same, right? So us coming together, knowing your North Star, to me, what I challenge each and every one of us is the more clarity you have on where you want to go, the better the advisory team can help. Then we'll know the right resources to plug in. Awesome. Okay. I mean, I can talk about investors with good debt, but ultimately, most of us are just trained to list, close, and move on, right? Where I want to empower you today is the industry is training for transactions, not for transformation. Wealth literacy starts with us. Again, handing over the key is just a first step. When the heart attack, stroke, and cancer happens, are they going to call you? Or they're going to call you and be like, I have to sell the house. I need money for caregiving. Or I'm a single income household and I have to lose everything. What do I do? Like, what if you went beyond the transaction instead of like, oh my God, I got a sale because they need a, like it's a fire sale. What if you said, look, we can show you how to keep the house. Remember that policy I talked about? Remember that living benefit thing? I'm glad you had that in place. Let's make a claim together. Let's call your agent. Let's really mastermind and come together and serve at a different level, right? So if you're serious about helping your clients build wealth and not just buy properties, you need to think beyond the transaction and be beyond real estate. Be beyond that license. And I know that's what Power Girls is all about. Like the empowerment I feel here, the conversations I had with Jennifer and Dawn, I can just tell where their heart's at and what they really want to do. And I commend you because financial services as a whole needs more leadership. Need people to step up and be like, look, normal isn't working. And if we're leading teams and empowering others, we have to, it starts with us first, right? So I'm glad, so let's start thinking about legacy over transaction and be the agent they remember 10 years from now. Okay. And I want to leave time for Q&A. I know I wanted to show a few things. Let me stop sharing. I will put the link for a survey and forums. You guys like, hey, I have policies. I want to know more, etc. There's a survey that we can fill out. So team, if you could, it's a survey that we did yesterday for our Beyond Real Estate. If you can link them here so that we can, any inquiries, I would love to be a resource. But for the last few minutes, I want to make sure I answer questions and really pour into y'all wherever I could. Any questions?
Denise, was that QR code the code to contact you?
No, it's a QR code where, oh my gosh, I have too many screens. I lost you. It's a QR code because I have a team, right? We have a team. They're phenomenal and we'll be in contact. I've been a secret agent for a while, so I know I didn't even put on my social medias and all that. But Denise Doe, you need to find me, encourage me to go out there and actually speak more if so, and I will do the same for y'all. But our team is phenomenal. We have certification programs, we have standards, and our goal is to raise the standard in life insurance.
So Denise, can somebody put that code back in or your contact information? Because I know we don't have the time that I would love to.
It's in the chat.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm 63. I'm in a whole different boat than somebody else is in, but I would love to get more information about somebody my age.
You're 8. We got you. Remember, from 14 days old to 85.
All righty.
And if it's beyond 85 and you're still going, there's other solutions. We can start talking estate planning, tax strategies. There's new levels, new devils, different phases and stages, whatever you're at. I'll get 63 young, yes. I'm planning to live to 120. And I'm going to try to look hot all the way. MILF or die. Anyway.
Oh my gosh. MILF or die.
Yes, it's a strategy.
Leslie, did you get that link?
I'm trying to copy it, but I don't know that it's working for me.
I'll send it. I'll send it to
Not,
you.
I can post it or maybe share in the Facebook group.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah. Again, we're here as a resource and It's a free consultation, complimentary. We love meeting people where they're at. See, there's alignment. We're relationship driven. We ask a lot of questions. So if that annoys you, I don't know, it would be a good fit because we just care. It's like, is that really what it is? Because running quotes is very easy, but it's not the right thing to do. It's not, it shouldn't be fast. It has to be, you know, from the heart.
I'm curious about the living benefits. If you or someone that you care about has already been diagnosed with something, are you still able to get a policy? Is that a
Great question.
possibility or?
It's always case by case, but there's like, if they've been in remission 5+ years, most likely, yes, right? If they're currently through it, it's going to be challenging, hence why we're trying to be faster in a heart attack, stroke, or cancer. But I did get someone who was who's a breast cancer survivor. She'd been in remission for 5 years. Every other company denied her. Our firm came in, wrote a cover letter, did everything we could, and got her covered. That's what it takes with working with an expert. And also, may I do a public service announcement because this hurts families and it bugs me when agents do it. When you know there's a red flag like that, there's a precondition. Please don't do the application because once the application goes in and you're denied or the client's denied, the whole medical information bureau gets notified. You're coded. It's like a felony and DUI. What the agent should do, or a good best practice, is get a risk assessment. You can literally contact the underwriting team and be like, hey, here's this client who has this history. Would you even consider? So some companies are more lenient and others not. So that's the advantage of being with a broker, right? We know which companies are more smoker friendly, which company maybe is more lenient with this. So those stuff matters.
Okay, Charlotte has a question.
Oh, we know Charlotte.
No, I just wanted to give some I know I look like I just came off the beach, sorry, but give some accolades to Denise because I started working with her after ProCon, and there's a couple of things that I do. I get really tired, like I think it's called hypoactive, where I get sleepy and I can't stand it and have to take a nap, or I get really excited. But I think I'm far enough in with it that like what I know, and I'm a senior, but I'm a really youthful senior, is that there's a part of me that doesn't want to have to do this, that somehow somebody else is going to fix this problem. And no one else is going to fix it but me. And I have the tools. I have many tools, but the tools that I've learned with Denise are pretty profound and different than anything I've heard before. So, oh, I just saw my burn. I was baking cookies and
Oh no.
a bad burn. But anyway, I just want to thank you, Denise, because I really feel like I'm moving forward and I've taken care of some of the things that there's stuff that I have to take care of, information that I have to get from my financial advisor stuff, because I've really not been clear about a lot of things that have happened to my accounts over the years that my financial advisor has. So asking for that clarity from the beginning of COVID on has been really challenging for me, but I'm doing it anyway because I want to get on the other side so that I can take the next step. So thank you.
You're welcome. You've been such an inspiration to me and our team. And I'll let you know my secret weapons are here. The questions you have, like Kat helps everything. Like Kat's here. She's a retired nurse who understands that baby boomer generation, the things we face. And she's giving me she's seeing blind spots for you that I didn't see because I'm not familiar. And we're in Neil Kwan's ear all the time. Like, is this possible? What do we do? And so really it's a whole team servicing you, but a lot of dynamics. We even did like it's almost like a tumor board for us, like for me in the medical field. It's like, not like you're a special case, but I just say, here's a situation. How do we come together to make sure she's taken care of? What are we not seeing? Did I ask the right questions? Right? And we asked a lot of questions. Sorry. Awesome. Any other questions?
So I have one more for you. My husband has been diagnosed with cancer and he's cancer free now. He's got insurance and all that. I'm not worried about him. But with me, I'm supposed to go get a huge blood panel and all kind of stuff done like in the next 2 weeks, just because I haven't had it done in probably 14, 15 months or so. should I get with you prior to going to do all of that and just talk about, because I'm type 2 diabetic but that's really about it, other than a knee replacement. Would it benefit me to probably get with you and discuss stuff prior to going to do all that blood work?
There's two things that pop in my mind for that is number one, you want to apply for life insurance before they label you anything, period.
I already have a life insurance policy, but I don't have a policy like you're talking about.
Absolutely. So we can review your current policy. We can save you money and give you more benefits. Great. We can upgrade. Just like in real estate, how we can, if it's a cash value problem, real estate, you do 1031 exchanges, right? In life insurance and retirement plan, we can do 1035 exchange. So we can upgrade and replace policies and legally we cannot replace an old one unless it's better. Okay. But absolutely you can stack policies. So I say this as far as labeling, because this is also for children. Before they label them autistic, ADD and all that, that matters. Please, parents, grandparents, start your child a policy. I don't care if it's 10, 50 bucks a month before they're labeled, because once they're labeled, it's very hard, especially with autism. There's a huge rise in autism. Now, for us grown adults who are trying to be healthy and do our panels, etc., just strategically, you just never know. You can feel healthy, but if they find something, now you're not answering the application honestly. They said, "Hey, have you ever been diagnosed or had a recommendation for whatever?" We already know the data. Also, you know how many times we just want a prescription just for the prescription, but we never fill it? Please stop. Because once a prescription is filled, it's already in your record, even if you never used it. Now it pings the health and life insurance companies to ask and dig questions and dig. So yes, so I hope that helps guide you and navigate through your conversations. Just depends on where you're at. But ultimately, just remember when it's on record, whatever that means to you. And I pray that everything's okay. I can go overtime or not. Are we good?
Does anyone have any questions?
Denise, again, thank you so much for being here. This was very powerful and very informative. And just thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you everybody for your time and attention, and let's go build wealth. Yep. Wealth is a lot
Thank
easier than
you.
being rich.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Stay empowered so we can empower other people. Keep in touch. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.